Welcome back, everybody. It's been a long time. Here we are back in my 3,500 square foot garage. In other words, my 10-car garage. That video you just saw in the intro were some of the bikes at the World of Wheels that took place in Chicago. You can see behind me, over my shoulder, starting it all over again, man. Got another bike I'm building. So get to the point right off the bat, I'm building another Layframe. What could be better than having one Layframe? How about having two Layframes? Why not, right? Hey, who's gonna stop me? I didn't show taking it all apart because you guys saw it in the last video. First one actually that I did where I completed the root beer bike, pretty much laid out the blueprint for you guys. Everybody saw how you could Layframe one of these Softails with the on 21 and an 18 in the rear. You're welcome. I'm messing with you guys, man. I'm messing with you guys. But I'm glad that video helped out a lot of people, you know, and again, with the help of my homie, Scott Ralston over at SR Cycles and Fabrication up in Australia, you know, we were able to get that put together. But again, here I am building myself another one. That's how much I like it. So now I have a choice. Which one I want to take out, you know, over the weekend or during the week, whatever it may be. The chassis is already prepped. I already prepped it for what I'm going to be doing to it. The direction I'm going to go in required me to do some extra work. This bike was actually supposed to come out last year at the same time my root beer bike came out. Those are the plans. I was supposed to bust out two Layframes at the same time. I didn't want to rush this one because I knew that this one I was going to do different things that I hadn't done on the root beer bike. Let's get going. You already know what I got to do here. Let's get cracking. So first thing I'm going to do is start off getting the front end set up. I'm going to be rocking a 28-inch front wheel on this bike and an 18-inch rear wheel. I'm joking. I'm not going that big on the front of this.
Move this man!
I got different fork tubes here. You got to do your due diligence, set up your front end, measure the way it's supposed to be measured, and then have these machined. I have different sets here because it all depends on how I'm going to want the front end to lay. All right, make sure that it lays right. Make sure that it matches the rear and whatnot, and I still have travel for my suspension up front. Went with my go-to triple trees, HHI, so I'm still rocking that up front. Let me go ahead and start bolting this on and go from there. Got a set of these custom fork caps. Got my tubes mocked up already. Everything's set up at the length that I wanted. I had to pull the top of the tree back off to get my dust boot back on there. Put the fork legs on the tubes that I'm going to be running. You guys didn't think I was going to show you all that now, did you? No, sir. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. Get this side on, and then work my way down towards getting the axle and everything set up on here. Got the Ben-Hur wheels, fat spoke, 40 fat spoke. Reminds me of that movie Ben-Hur. That's why I mentioned that. You know, some of you young bucks may not know what I'm talking about, but that movie is way older than I am. These wheels just remind me of that because of how big the spokes are. So I'm running these smooth fork legs. So it's gonna have these will have the hidden axle. You won't be able to see the axle at all. Again, this is all mock-up. I still got to put oil in these forks and everything and set it up for the air ride too. So no biggie. All right. So far, so good. All right, so I got it bolted up for now, but I had to take my Dunkin' break. Thanks to my girl and my little boy. Went out and got that cappuccino, French vanilla cappuccino. Oh, I think I gotta drink it like this, no? With my pinky in there. All right. Back to this. So we got the wheel mocked up. All right. So I got the wheel mocked up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start looking to see if there's any adjustments I need to make. All right, shifting gears, going from the front of the bike to the back. I'm gonna install the rear air ride, get the swing arm on here, get the rear tire on here, basically mock up the suspension front to back. This is the fun part, getting underneath. Got my shotgun shock. I'll be using that to run the air ride on this bike. The wiring I already did. That's taken care of. You don't got to worry about that. You already know how to do that. If you don't, go back, look at my videos. I actually have a video that walks you through installing the shotgun shock. So check that out. Fun times. Back again. Had to cut out early the other day when I was hooking up the swing arm. I ended up getting hit with like a real bad lightning storm that night, man. It was thunderstorms, lightning storm, real bad. I didn't want to risk losing power when I'm in here. Then with the rain and everything, I didn't want to worry about anything flooding around this area. So called it a night, went inside, took care of all that. But it feels like tornado season's coming around the corner here a lot earlier than normal, and I don't like that at all, man. It gets crazy out here when all that shit hits the fan. But back to the bike. I'm gonna finish mounting up the air ride and get my rear wheel. I got it over there. I'm gonna go ahead and get that squared away, get it bolted up, man. Let's see how it looks. You already know it's time. I got the hat, gotta turn it. How many of you guys remember that when the hat goes backwards, it means business? You guys remember that movie Over the Top? I'm telling you, man. All right, so we got the shoulder bolts on there. I came back over to this side because what I like to do with the shotgun is run everything on the right side of the bike, on the throttle side. I just like to do it that way, you know, keep it clean, zip tie everything so it's nice tucked away and hidden. One thing I do want to mention, I always bring it up, you know, it's more of a like protect your investment type of thing. But when you do these air rides, man, just make sure that you check all your clearances, you know, because the last thing you want to do is crush one of these airlines or even one of your electrical wiring or anything. You don't want to crush that because you just don't. It's just pain in the ass, you know, if you do that. These air suspensions are not cheap. Especially in today's economy. We're not in the 90s no more. Okay, so I secured the airlines and the wiring that came from the shock. Now I just gotta hook these up and give it a test. Hopefully my battery still has some juice. Let's see what we got. Good. That is done. I am, oh, it's over here. I was looking for my rear axle. It is time to balance the wheel. I got the tire mounted on here and I just needed to balance it. I didn't get a chance to balance it. As a matter of fact, I'm rocking the homie's shirt from the shop right here. Peluca's Garage. Roger, the homie Roger. Eres chingón, primo, te digo. You know, shout out to Roger, hooked me up, helped me out, mounted the tire for me on my wheel. Let me take the sticker off. Don't need the sticker. You don't want to lose horsepower if you leave the sticker on there and you balance it like that. But anyways, depending on who you talk to, some people will balance them, some people won't. Some people are against it on spoke wheels, or they'll use balancing beads. I use balancing beads. I got that on the wheels for my bagger. That I use balancing beads. For this one, I'm gonna use a stick-on weights. I've always balanced them, the front and the back wheels. So let me go ahead and get this knocked out. Then I'll go ahead and get it mounted onto the bike. Wheels done. Let's get this mounted up on the bike. Man, I'm over here in a rush to get the wheel on, and I almost forgot I gotta put my sprocket on and my spacer. Can't forget the spacer. Rear wheel is on. My hoodie is on because it got chilly. Test out the air ride. See how it goes. Good deal. Yeah, seat's not bolted on. It's just laying there. Looks good. I didn't hear anything leaking. So it must mean I'm doing something right. All right, let me go ahead and move up to the front and work on that. All right, let me see if I can position the forks here so they don't move on me. All right, I got this positioned. Let's see if we can get this. All right, let's make sure this front air ride's working. Looks good to me. The front air ride is good to go. Let me get the center jack out and then see if I can lay it down. There you have it. On the rails. There you go. Another one. Motherfuckers seem pretty too. Looks like I did it again, y'all. Another Layframe. And you couldn't tell by now? That's a 23 in the front. That's right. Laid my first one out on a 21. When I bump it up to a 23. The next thing I gotta do is throw some bars on it. I got a set of bars over there I'm gonna throw on there just to be able to move it around. I wanna get on the concrete and see how it lays out. Next on the to-do list is the tins. Get the fenders on, get the gas tank on. I still gotta start the rear fender. So I still gotta do that. Right now, man, suspension work is pretty much done. Man, look at that. Let me get out of the way. Look at that. Oof. Oof. Boy, the true test will be once I get it on the road. That's further down the line though. You know, I tried some new things on the suspension. I'm actually looking forward to see how that turns out. All right, I got the bike off the lift to get his first look of it on the ground. And it lays hard. Look at that, hard on his belly. I'm gonna go through the suspension on here. So the front end, all custom. Yeah, custom fork tubes, custom fork caps. I have a setup of my custom internals on here. Those are HHI lower legs and the HHI triple trees. That's a custom swing arm, SR Cycles and Fabrication, the Legend, Scott. That's a suspension. The chassis has some work done to it, but I'm not gonna talk about that. Let me take you around to the other side. I got the shotgun shock for front and rear air ride on this bike. I'll still be able to adjust the rebound on there, the firmness of the ride, in other words. I can ride nice and low and then keep it firm. Yeah, we got the full size 23 in the front, full size 18 in the rear. And there's one last thing. There are no frame pads, no langle iron, no lunar lander legs on here. It's straight on the frame the way it's supposed to be. All right, we've come to the end of this video. Enjoy your life. Don't be so hard on yourselves. I'll catch you at the next one. Peace.